Hey, so today I want to talk about the regret of not starting or not being consistent. A lot of times our brains will cope, or people will think about or talk about the regret of doing something. And there are things that one could do that would be regrettable, but I think a much more dangerous and insidious and common form of regret is the regret of not doing something. I have far more things in my life that I regret not doing than I regret doing. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, particularly as the first video on this channel, is because if you go back and you look onto my channel, I think it'll show it. It'll show the day I created this channel. I don't remember exactly what day it was. I think it was sometime, I think it might have been June, sometime in the summer of 2023. And right now we are on February 14th, 2024. I'm sorry, February 18th, 2024. I know what day it is. February 18th, 2024. And this is the first video I'm actually posting on this channel that's still going to be up there. I recorded and posted one video. Funnily enough, I think it was about the idea of just starting. And I posted one video, and I recorded like 2 or 3, and I never posted the others. And then eventually I deleted the first one because it wasn't good. But that's not the point. The point is that I started and I didn't continue. And what I want to do with this channel, and what I've wanted to do, is I wanted to catalog and journal my journey and my experience as a human, but particularly with my personal development and developing my businesses and becoming the type of man that I would be proud to be. And I started that, and I was not consistent. And I was thinking about that today as I was gearing up to get started back on being consistent this time around with this journey. And I realized I was trying to figure out what I wanted to talk about. And I realized that this is far from the only thing that I've regretted not doing or not being consistent with. There are countless things in my life that I can think back on that I wish I had done. There are very few things in my life that I wish I hadn't done. And honestly, I can say at this point that I can't think of anything that I've regretted doing that I haven't come out better for. There are things that maybe I'm not proud of, or at the time were a mistake, but I ended up learning from them, or they ended up actually moving me in the right direction, or something like that. But there are many things that I can think of that I wanted to do and I didn't, or I wanted to be consistent with, but I didn't. And those are the things that I regret. Those are the things that haunt me. Those are the things that I still think about. Even down to little things like girls I didn't approach. You know, maybe there was a cute girl at a mall or something, and I saw her and I was like, wow, I'd really like to go talk to that girl. And I was too scared, and I didn't do it. And, you know, maybe she wouldn't have been the one, but if I had done that and I'd been consistent with it and I had approached girls every opportunity I got, and I approached 1,000 girls, and I end up, you know, I could be with you know, my dream girl by now. But I wasn't consistent. I could have uploaded every single day to this YouTube channel and had 200 videos in this channel already and had 10,000 subscribers or whatever I'd be at, but I wasn't consistent. So I have nothing now. I have 0 subscribers as I'm recording this video. Now, there are even other businesses and stuff that I've worked on in the past that I haven't been consistent with and didn't go anywhere because I wasn't able to be consistent with them, or they went up and they went down again. Not always even directly correlated to my consistency. Sometimes I was more consistent and I saw less results, but I still wasn't consistent macro over long enough time. So I wanted to contrast this, and as I was thinking about this concept, contrasting it with things that I have been somewhat consistent with. my martial arts training, for example. I've been training martial arts for 16 years. I've been teaching for 12 or 13 now. I think it's about, we'll say 12. It might be 12 and some change, but I've been teaching for over 12 years now. And I've been very consistent. And, because of that, I'm at a point where now I have my own school and I'm making decent money doing it. I'm making, for how young my school is, it's doing very well. And that's because I trained consistently, and I never thought about opening my own school. That's a whole story for another time. I'm not going to get into that in this video. That's a long story, but I was just consistent with my training. I showed up every week. I showed up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eventually, at one point I was training 9, 10 times a week, and I was consistent. And because of that consistency, I became the youngest 3rd degree black belt ever in the history of my system. Youngest person to receive the title of sensei ever in my system. Probably, I'm actually probably quite certain that I'm the youngest martial arts school owner in my state. Probably one of the youngest in the world. I'd be curious actually to see if there's any school owners younger than me. I'm 25, but there probably aren't any in my state, not that I'm aware of. I didn't even think of that before. But again, it's something I've been incredibly consistent with, and I've seen incredible results because of it. My eating, I used to be horribly underweight. My lightest weight ever, so I'm 6'3". My lightest weight ever was 120 pounds. I was 120 pounds at 6'3", which is very unhealthy, and I would not recommend it to anyone. Maybe if you're 5'3", that's okay. If you're 6'3", that's not okay. A year ago, I was 180, 185. Today I'm 220, and I've just started cutting recently. I was 225. Actually, my heaviest weight ever was 228. It was a little over a week ago. So I admittedly gradually changed and started to improve my diet. But once I got on that track, I became consistent with it. And it started to be consistent, and I've eaten consistently. I eat the same thing every day. And yes, it gets boring. I don't really care. I eat the same thing every day. And I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying I never have a cheat snack or a cheat meal or anything like that. But 98% of my food is consistent. So I might have a cheat snack once a week, and it's usually not that far off my diet. I don't go and eat anything crazy. I eat as healthy as I can when I have something that's not strictly on my normal meal plan. So I vary as little as possible, or I deviate as little as possible from the plan. But I've been very consistent with my diet, and I've managed to put on 40 pounds. And I'm much healthier now. I'm borderline overweight at this point, which is why I've started to cut. But I'm... Now, to contrast that with something a little more in the middle, my fitness. I've been somewhat consistent with working out. I've been decently consistent with working out, not as consistent as I should have been or could have been. If I had worked out more consistently, I would probably be in better shape. I might be the same weight, but I might have, an extra 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds less of fat at this point. I don't know. But do I regret not being as consistent with the workouts? Yes. But am I glad that I've been as consistent as I have been? Absolutely. So now I'm working on cutting and going to try to continue to be more and more consistent with working out. And I found ways to do it that are a little bit more sustainable for me. The point that I want to share with all of this is that I don't regret being consistent with anything. Well, okay, maybe some bad habits, but like anything I'm like actually consciously trying to do that I've successfully managed to be consistent with, none of that I regret. What I regret is the things that I wanted to do and I wasn't consistent with for whatever reason. I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I can't focus on that right now, it makes me uncomfortable, it's awkward, whatever. Like, I don't want to be recording this video right now, to be completely honest with you. Yesterday, so a little backstory as to why I'm doing this. If you're in the self-improvement space at all, you probably know who Hamza is. I recently joined his Adonis school, and his private membership network. And one of the things he tells you to do is to start recording and journaling, cataloging your self-improvement journey so you can build up this personal brand. So last night I joined. I started going through the material and all of that, and I was like, okay, tomorrow I'll record a video. And last night I was kind of hyped to do it. I was excited. I was like, oh, I can't wait tomorrow. I'll record this video. I'll watch the stuff about it and record it, and it's going to be great. Today I did not feel like recording a video. And I also don't necessarily think, even 10 minutes into this video, that this is going to be a good video. That's fine. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to post this anyway. I might not even rewatch it, just so I don't get that cringy feeling. I might just post it without watching it again. We'll see. But I am doing it anyway. And just like, your first workout probably isn't going to be pretty, just like your first martial arts class isn't going to be pretty, just like your first cold approach isn't going to be pretty. It's funnily enough, I think my first cold approach, well, it was kind of a warm approach. We had spoken before. But it was actually probably better than my second, third, and fourth ones. None of them were particularly pretty, though. So the first time you do anything isn't going to be pretty. And the amount of beginner martial arts students who have just the worst push-ups I've ever seen in my life. I gotta go do not disturb. I gotta go airplane mode when I record these videos. The amount of awful technique and form and stuff I've seen from people is it's funny to me now. But I have to. All right, I'm going airplane mode right now. Okay, so the amount of cringe stuff I've seen from other people, I don't think less of them for it. I just okay, they're beginning and they're learning and they're starting. I have to treat myself the same way. So I have to understand that this is my first video that's going up on my channel. It's going to suck. I'm not going to be pointing the camera at my face properly the whole time, right? I'm going to make mistakes with my speech. I'm probably going to speak too fast. I'm probably going to use too much of my head voice, which is it's a wonderful thing thanks to my accent. There's going to be a lot of things that I do in this video, and probably my first 100 videos that are going to suck. I need to remember that that's okay. I need to remember that it's okay that my first videos suck. They don't need to be good. The important thing is that I'm putting in the reps and that I'm making progress. If I do this consistently, in a year I will be making videos that I'm proud of. I will have people who enjoy those videos and who get value out of them. If nobody watches this video, that's totally okay. The point is that I actually did the rep, I made the video, and I posted it to give myself the accountability of I'm not just recording this for me, I'm recording this and putting it out there. Now, if you can apply that, if you're going to get any value out of this video, if anyone is watching this, if you take that and you apply it to whatever it is that you want to do, but you don't feel like doing, I'll probably make a video at some point in the future about the difference between something you want to do and something you feel like doing, because they're two very different and distinct things, and it's an important distinction. If you can take the value of doing things that you want to do even when you don't feel like doing them and just being consistent, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be amazing, it doesn't have to be high volume, you don't have to do a crazy David Goggins freaking workout, your first workout. If you drop and do 2 push-ups, it's better than the 0 push-ups you did yesterday. Likewise, me recording this probably too long video is better than the 0 videos I recorded yesterday. I'm going to record a video every day. I'm going to talk about my self-improvement journey, my businesses, whatever philosophical stuff I feel like talking about. Whatever is on my mind, I'm going to talk about it, because there is a 1% chance that one person will find one of those videos valuable and it will change their life. So I'm going to do it every single day. If you've watched this, congratulations. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will be back tomorrow. Peace.